Hey everyone, Sean from Miles to Memories here, and welcome to Las Vegas to our construction tour of the many, many cool projects that are going on in Sin City. I can't wait to show you all of them, but first, if you like this video, if you like any of our videos, help us out. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you receive notification of all of our videos. It helps us out so much. Now let's get into this awesome tour. The Las Vegas monorail runs right outside the MSG Sphere, and a station has been approved. They won't have to alter the line anyway. You can see right here, they're just going to build a station right on top of the monorail track on the existing infrastructure. Again, that's approved. Whether it has funding and whether it'll actually happen given what's going on is another story. But if it does happen, the station will be right about there. The MSG Sphere will hold 17,500 people, and it will sit 366 feet tall and 516 feet wide at its broadest point. The cost is now up to $1.66 billion. This is the arena that a lot of people don't know about, but consider it more of a theater. It's not going to be for sports, it's going to be more for concerts with screens and next levels of immersion. That's why it's an important project that I hope gets finished and doesn't end up sitting here. And this is what it's going to look like on the outside when it's done. It's pretty crazy. Whenever you see shots of this building, take a look and imagine that sphere. And this is over the construction wall, kind of see what's going on. There's also going to be a 1,000-foot pedestrian bridge that will connect this to the Las Vegas Sands Expo Center, and you can see the very first piece of that that pedestrian bridge being built right now. Not quite sure how it's all going to connect, but this is a really cool project. Let's look around a little bit more, and then we'll hop on to the next one. The Las Vegas Convention Center is also under a huge expansion. A few years ago, the Riviera Hotel and Casino, the historic, lovely Riviera, closed down for good, and it was bought by the Convention and Visitors Authority to build a huge expansion that would go all the way to the Las Vegas Strip. They've now changed their plans, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, but this project is going forward in a different way. 90% complete as of now. It'll be finished in December, and it features 1.4 million square feet additional, including 600,000 square feet of leasable exhibit space, 14,000 square foot outdoor terrace so they can have huge events, and a grand atrium, which you'll see in the concept art here in just a second, plus a cool Tesla system we'll talk about. This entrance looks almost like an airport terminal, very futuristic, very modern. Sort of a wavy architecture. Really pretty. I can't wait to get inside and ride that Tesla tunnel thing. One other cool thing about this amazing building, as you see the concept art, is that it features the largest column-free space in North America with 328,000 square feet of column-free space. But you also have no doubt heard about this mass transit people mover system built by Elon Musk and his Boring Company. This is a live construction cam that you can actually go watch to see the station construction. The tunnel itself is done, but it will take people 1 mile or so under the ground in modified Teslas from one end of this massive convention center to the other. It's super exciting, a super exciting project, and it's almost done, and it will be expanded to Resorts World too, which we'll talk about just a little bit later. All right, the sun's a little brutal, but you can see the glass over there in the distance. That is the back side of this expansion to the convention center, and it goes all the way sort of to the edge of the property. So that was Riviera property back there, the back side of it. And they did use that, but unlike the original plans that they announced, they're not building all the way to the Strip. And here's another look at concept art for this expansion. You can see how it fits in with the wider convention center over off of the right. and you can see the expansion as we've seen, and then all that parking in the front, which is the strip frontage of the old Riviera property. And now let's move on to Resorts World. This was site of the historic Stardust and the Westward Ho Motel, and it was torn down in 2007 to be replaced by something called Echelon Place. This is the concept art for Echelon Place, built by Boyd Gaming, or it was to be, and it was this massive project, $4.8 billion. And this is what Resorts World Las Vegas will look like. Using the shell of that building, they have had different concepts over the years, they've scaled it down, but this resort will still cost $4.3 billion, making it the most expensive resort ever built in Las Vegas. Now, Resorts World Las Vegas is owned by a Malaysian company called Genting, and they own other Resorts Worlds around the world, including some notable ones like the one in Singapore, which has is one of the only 2 casinos in Singapore, Universal Studios. They also have Genting Highlands in Malaysia outside Kuala Lumpur, which I've been to, which is kind of like the Malaysian version of Las Vegas. Now, this building has this beautiful screen on the outside, as you can see, very unique, and the design itself is very distinctive. Wynn had sued Genting and Resorts World because of the design they thought was too similar to Wynn. That lawsuit was settled before it went to court, and there were some design changes, and I don't think it looks anything like Wynn anymore. Can't wait to see when this thing is finished. It's actually 65% complete as of June 2020, and it will get a Boring Company Tesla station as well. Best tacos in Las Vegas, Tacos El Gordo. These are Mexican style tacos. And do yourself a favor, it's just north of Wynn. Do yourself a favor and come here. And Resorts World is going to be a Hilton property, one of the largest Hilton properties in the world. It'll also feature one of the biggest Conrads in the world. 1,500 rooms of the 3,500 will be for Conrad. And as we take a look from Circus from a different angle, you can see how this building is enormous and it towers over everything. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when all is said and done. Definitely some paint and other stuff still to be done. They have a lot of work to do in the next year. Here's another look at the Drew. Been sitting there for over 10 years, pretty much just like that. And the backside of the convention center expansion up there. In the distance with the old Las Vegas Hilton, now the Westgate. So what's interesting is the Convention and Visitors Authority, which owns this land, which bought it for the convention center, is now selling the strip frontage where the Riviera used to be. This land right here is where the Riviera was. And I stayed at the Riviera the last night it was open, and I miss it. And this is another project that's exciting. It is the Las Vegas Gateway Arch. This $6.5 million project features these 2 arches that stand 80 feet tall, and it's designed to be the gateway to downtown Las Vegas. A lot of people don't know the Las Vegas Strip actually doesn't sit in the city of Las Vegas. The Sahara Avenue is the divider, and this sits right near the Stratosphere Tower, and it looks to be a beautiful, beautiful new addition to the Strip. And this video was taken just a few days ago, so they may have progressed a little bit, but this is supposed to open in September, and I believe it is on schedule. Let's take a look around. You see those cables over there on the left? That is the Sky Jump, a thrilling experience that everybody should try. And here's another look at Resorts World from far away. And from this angle, you can see the Resorts World sign, which has now been installed on the building. Just about a year away from the first new casino on the Las Vegas Strip since 2010 when the Cosmo opened. And one last look at this stunning thing. I really think this is going to be a beautiful landmark for Las Vegas for many years to come. And this is the North Las Vegas Strip and some areas that are being redeveloped here. That very nice apartment building on the left, that's where I actually parked, and it's very, very nice. So it's good to see this area coming back a little bit. Now let's head downtown. This is Main Street looking north at Circa with its brand new sign now installed. Is Circa Las Vegas. or Circa Resort and Casino, the first adults-only resort in Las Vegas. And you can see how it sort of towers above everything else. From this angle, it actually doesn't look all that much taller than everything else. Once you get actually in there, you see it really is. And you can see Golden Nugget with its various towers. That gold tower in the middle is also Golden Nugget. So they've just like so many of the properties here, have just sort of plopped down towers. Now, Circa will open in October with the hotel following in December. It'll feature 777 rooms, and it's the only adults-only resort and casino in Las Vegas. And it will feature this amazing pool with 6 pools and a 125-foot tall TV. So here I am on the top floor of the Plaza Casino. Hopefully I don't get in trouble. So you can see the Fremont Street Experience behind me, and the Circa pool, which looks incredible. I mean, it looks really incredible. This is my first time seeing it in person. In addition to this massive pool area and that screen, which you can see right there, Circa will also feature the world's largest sportsbook with stadium seating spread across 2 stories. So this casino is definitely looking to be unique. It's definitely looking to be something different than we've ever seen downtown. And I really can't wait for October when the casino opens, and even in December when the hotel does. Really looking forward to that. Now jump back here to a view from downtown. This is the Smith Center, our state-of-the-art performing arts center in Vegas. Anytime we get touring Broadway shows, they're gonna be there. And they're actually building new housing at the Smith Center at Symphony Park. And it's really interesting to see how downtown continues to grow and re-evolve and more people moving back down there. Really cool to see. And from this angle, we also get another look at that Circa sign now installed on the building. And I believe they've now installed it on both sides. If you're ever downtown, this parking garage that I'm standing on belongs to City Hall, but there is a pedestrian bridge on the 3rd floor that will take you over the railroad tracks to the other side if you want to explore over there. And here's another view of Resorts World and the Las Vegas Strip. You can see the Drew, that abandoned building, sitting just to the right of the Stratosphere, right up there. And there's Rio, closed down the railroad tracks to the right. And finally, let's head out to Virgin Hotels Las Vegas, the former Hard Rock Hotel. It closed on February 3rd, 2020 for 8 months or so of renovations, and it will reopen on November 6th, 2020 as the Virgin Hotel. Now, Hard Rock still has all of the signs and everything else, so they still have a lot of work to be done. You can see the construction out front there on the new valet area and the rideshare area, and that's where the old Hard Rock Cafe used to be. And this project is really cool. Mohegan Sun will be running the casino. It'll be the first Native American run casino in Las Vegas. And finally, here's some really beautiful facade work being done at Palazzo. And I thought I would just throw this piece of footage in as an excuse to show you the stunning sunset view of the gondola rides out on the Strip at the Venetian. I hope you enjoyed this construction tour of the major projects going on in Las Vegas. They're all moving forward. There's momentum behind all of them. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next video.